that's written with your Simpson, not your Rose brand. Silly, you'll get that potency. To me, that's so po. Baby, it's slow po. Ain't no spills, this is real cocoa. No chill pill, no chill live here, bro. From politics to Kill Bill is hip hop. Can't feel. Check us out and get your tip pop.
Hey, what's happening? Real Spill, Redline Radio LLC. It's your boy Kevin Hanley. Got the homie Phil Rucker right across from me. Got the other homie Tim on the board. And we got some things to talk about tonight. DNC going on. Preseason football going on.
It's real.
Yeah. Yankees got that dub yesterday.
Oh, not just yesterday.
Yeah.
Not just yesterday. Today too. Smack.
That's all right. It's all good. It's all good in the hood. We ready for the guest yet or no? He ain't on here? Okay. All right, man. So look, we're gonna just go right into it. We got a fabulous guest tonight. We got the homie in there tonight, Coach Riz. Coach Riz, what up?
How are you? It's great to see you guys.
Wait, what up, Coach? Can you hear me?
You got me?
Yeah, we got you.
You got me?
Yep, we got you.
All right, good. How you guys doing? Good to see you.
Good, man. Real good, Coach. All right, man. So we got the homie in here. So listen, we're gonna get this jumping because Coach has another coach out there making moves. Coach, I'm not mad at you, brother. I'm not mad at you at all. Coach out there making moves, man. So let's get right into it. So we're close to the start of the regular season. You've been out at Berea, following the Browns, seeing what's going on. I'm going to ask you. So, and I'll be honest, I haven't heard too much about this. So I'm just going to ask you blindly here. Nick Chubb, is he participating, and what's the level of participation he's got out there, and how does he look?
He's not participating yet. However, he looks incredible. So I would say it was first couple of days of camp I actually got to see him, and it's staggering how that major knee surgery, and he really looks good, like physically, right? So his knee doesn't look out of place. He's not limping. He's not practicing yet or anything, but he's running full speed. Evidently, they have him cutting and doing some things, which obviously is going to be the next step because, you see him squatting, you see him sprinting, but that's not that ACL. That ACL, which controls that side-to-side movement, which obviously is super important for a running back. But I'll tell you what, physically, man, does he look good? He's in good spirits. He's the same person who he is. He's quiet. He's working really hard. He wants to be back. Just highly impressed with his how he looks physically. Like, I'm not kidding you. I'm standing next to him, and I literally bent down to look at his knee, and his knee is just it looks fantastic.
Wow. Okay. All right. When he is ready to come back, what do you expect that to look like, and what do you think his usage is going to be as far as Stefanski is concerned?
Well, I think they're obviously, especially with the news of Richie being released today, the Browns are committed to 11 personnel. So I wouldn't be shocked if they keep 7 receivers. They usually keep 6 because they're going to be 11 personnel, which tells you they're going to be a little bit of spread. I will say this. It's hard to imagine a guy coming back from the injury he had, but if there's one guy who seems like he can do it physically, it's Nick Chubb, right? He's physically just seems like those things don't bother him. However, I think it'd be naive for any of us to think that there's not going to be some rust. Maybe there won't. We all would know if he comes back and is super strong. We'd all be like, oh, it's Nick Chubb, right? But I got to think there's going to be some learning curve. Now, what I like though is that he's not going to have to run into these 7-8 man boxes anymore with Dorsey and what Stefanski have done. They're gonna lighten these boxes with these formations. They're going to get the ball out. They're going to allow Deshaun Watson, who I say endlessly does not get enough credit for his ability to process information. And it allows him to use RPOs to block that 6th, 7th defender, however they want to do it. So I think he would be successful because of the fact that they won't have as many people in the box, and the lineman will be able to block a 5 or 6 man box. So I think schematically they're in good shape, whoever the running back is. But I would imagine at some point this time, I do think Nick Chubb will come back a lot stronger than people feel. To what extent, I'm not sure yet. I think we'll all be watching, you and I and all you guys will be watching the same, because who knows, right? I can't wait to see him practice at some point, but nothing would surprise me with Nick Chubb.
Who is the unknown name that up to this point has stood out to you at camp and in his preseason games?
Well, there's two things. One is the professionalism of all the stars, the guys who are noted guys. Those guys work hard. Myles Garrett, Denzel, Delpit, all those guys that we talk about consistently, that all of you who do it for a living and know just as well as I do, those guys have really great practice habits. So I really appreciate that. Their ability to, they're in all the drills. They lead the drills. They're an energetic bunch. If you want a sleeper, I would have to say a guy who makes a ton of plays, a rookie I'll give you. There's been a lot of guys, but Miles Harden is a really good football player. Miles Harden is really aggressive. He fits the Jim Schwartz scheme. Guy like Devin Bush is another guy. Schematically, he fits in great with Schwartz because he gets to run downhill. So there's been a lot of guys. A lot of guys physically have improved themselves. It looks really long and lean and fiend. Isaiah Thomas looks long and lean and mean. So these guys have really, obviously it's going to come down to making plays on game day, but a lot of these guys came back in really good shape. Miles Harden's made a ton of plays. You know, Emerson is just a warrior every day. He doesn't say much. Delpit's in a perfect scheme. So defensively, I believe they're way ahead of the offense at this point. But that defense is really, really good, like next level good.
Cleveland.com, Cleveland Browns. I don't want to even say contributor anymore. He's all the way in there. Cleveland Browns writer Lance Reisland joins us on the show, a.k.a. Coach Riz. I forgot they had Devin Bush.
I did too.
I forgot they had Devin Bush.
He said that. I was like,
that's to me, that's an underrated side. I forgot they had Devin Bush. He could really make some noise this year, I think.
Well, you know, schematically, it doesn't seem, once again, you don't see a ton in practice the way Stefanski does it. And there's different ways I've been asked this a bunch. There's different ways to run practice, right? Mike Tomlin has had great success in Pittsburgh. He runs more of an old school physical style camp. Kevin Stefanski is kind of new school where he runs more of a non-physical, very mental, very timing type of camp. Success either way, right? Both guys have had success. So you don't see a lot with these guys, but what you do see with Jim Schwartz is that he does not focus on what guys can't do, which I think is amazing. Because even when I was a coach, I'm like, oh, I'll make this kid do this better. And then all of a sudden you go, no, why make a kid, work on those things? But these players have elite traits for being in the NFL. And a guy like Devin Bush doesn't seem like he's great in space sometimes, but I'll tell you what, when he's downhill and he reads the play and he just goes, he is pretty fantastic. So I'll be interested to see. This scheme is really good for him. Then they can go nickel. They got there. I tell you what, it's a really good defense at all three levels. Really good defense.
I'm so excited. I can't wait. So honestly, Coach, the one thing that's been on my mind throughout the entire training camp and off season, I've heard conflicting reports. Sometimes I've heard he's looked awesome. Sometimes I've heard people tell me he looks terrible. How has Deshaun looked over the past few weeks in training camp?
Well, I was lucky enough to get to go see him during mandatory minicamp. So I've kind of seen this ramp up that they've used with him in terms of he'll throw every other day, he'll throw in these periods, and he's making all the throws. Now, I think what people got to understand, he's played 12 games in the last 3 years. So there's that. And people say, well, some guys don't have rust. Well, with Deshaun Watson, he does have a little bit of rust, whether you like that or not. So that's why I think it's important that he plays this week. Now, I will tell you, I think he's doing fine. I think has he had some bad days? Yes, he has. And there's a couple of reasons for that. One is it's a new offense. And you can say whatever you want. He's an elite player, but it's a new offense. And they're doing some new things. And it's more of timing. And a lot of times it's not always him. Remember, not only is it receivers, but their pass protections are going to be a little bit different out of 11 personnel. There's just a lot of things that I think they're doing a good job of building to. You don't want to be good 3 weeks ago. You want to be good September 8th. And I think they're doing a good job of at least making that the plan. And I've always said, it's not if you agree with the plan, it's do you have a plan? And Kevin Stefanski has a plan, so I appreciate that out of him. Now, he's had some bad days. He's had some bad throws. He's had some bad periods, but a lot of that's, he's under such every throw, every rep is under such scrutiny right now. I think he's progressing wonderfully. I think, he makes all the throws. It was funny because they were talking about people were saying, He wasn't throwing the ball deep. I was there every day. He threw the ball deep just fine. And, I think he's got a new receiver, Jerry Jeudy. Elijah Moore's been real good in camp. Going back to your question before, Elijah Moore's been outstanding. Njoku's been outstanding. So there's just some new concepts, some timing things. I would be really shocked if Deshaun Watson doesn't play at a high level. I've said it since he got to Cleveland. I've said it. There's two reasons. One is he's a lot smarter and he absorbs information at a high level. This goes with the idea that we know how athletic he is. He's super athletic, but he's really smart and he has really good practice habits. The guy practices really hard. And for me as a coach, I could be wrong. I've been wrong before, but I like guys who practice hard, and Deshaun Watson practices hard, and he's an elite talent. He can make all the throws. If I say one thing that he's done with Dorsey, it looks like they've really worked on his lower body, creating more torque and whip and being more fundamentally sound. So I think, I'd be shocked if he's not really good. I think they're ramping it up. He has had some bad days. I think those bad days have been blown out of proportion. I also think the good days have been blown out of proportion. I think he's progressing well, and I think they're trying to peak him when the season gets here.
Speaking of David Njoku, can you see this season David Njoku entering, dare I say, that Travis Kelce atmosphere, getting into the orbit of Travis Kelce like? Can you see that from Njoku this year?
Yeah, he had just under 600 yards last year with run after catch. And you saw when Flacco got in there, and I think, people are like, oh, he was so good with Flacco. No, what he was, remember, Flacco is not near the athlete that Deshaun Watson is. So they had to change things up. But what you saw with Njoku is that if you can get him the ball in space, he's dynamic with the ball in his hands. He gets started so fast. Now, I think he does kind of get in that range because now he makes that, if you remember he had trouble catching the ball a little bit, being consistent with the easy catch. Boy, you never see that. And there's another guy, like I said, the attention to detail. He works every day after practice on catching the ball with one of their young coaches, works really hard at his routes. I think they're going to, again, like we talked about the run game, this being more spread now is going to give him more room to work underneath against those linebackers and safeties. Adding Jerry Jeudy now gives them 3 receivers that are pretty good. So he's going to get matchups that are really conducive to him to have a big year. Again, a guy, yes, I do think you put him in that category. I think Travis Kelce is on a planet by himself, but I think, Patrick Mahomes is part of that. And I think Deshaun Watson is going to make him very good this year. I'm really high on Deshaun Watson. I'm higher on him than most. I just think he practices hard. I think he makes a guy like Njoku really good.
What are you expecting out of JOK this year? I'm hearing he's been looking good. He's very athletic. He's very smart. What do you expect from JOK?
Well, I've got an opportunity to stand right next to him when he's going through drills. There's not a more explosive guy that I've ever watched in person, and I've been watching football for my whole life, and I'm old now. So he is, practice-wise, he is another guy. Came back physically. I think he added some lbs of muscle, just not for anything more than just for survival in there, right? Those big guys. He's a super physical guy. Now, his ability to get downhill, his ability to play multiple positions, he's very formation flexible. He can play multiple places. Rush the passer from inside and out, cover multiple people out of the backfield. He's a really super talented guy. If you talk about a guy who's going to be an all-pro, I'd be shocked if JOK is not all-pro this year. Shocked.
All right, so I have to ask this question, and I mean it's a little bit of it's a dark spot, but I'd be remiss if I didn't ask it.
Oh boy,
what is going on with Mike Hall, and do you think is he going to be here all season? I guess is Mike Hall going to be here all season? Because that whole situation seems kind of crazy.
Well, two things that always stick out, and once again, I get to ask this a lot about Mike Hall. One is football wise, he's a super talent, so you can see why they drafted him. He's got an explosive first step. He's like an athlete in there, like a JOK type athlete in terms of physical movement. Now you worry about is, he's a kid. And I always tell this to people. First and foremost, I hope everybody involved with those type of situations, I wish the best for them. And if they need help, I hope they get help. And because those are situations that seem to that are much bigger than football. So hopefully I hope, everybody gets the help and support they need. Is it because it's the immaturity because he's a 21-year-old kid, or is this a problem? And the Browns have always done Browns have always felt that they can take guys and kind of help them and give them second chances. And I am all about second chances.
Right.
I would hate for people to judge me from the things I did from when I was, 18 to 25 years old. Right. So,
Absolutely.
once again, there's for the things that are being accused, those are out of my realm. But, first and foremost, I hope everybody gets the help and support they need. But in terms of, I will say this about the Browns. The Browns are very well run right now. Doesn't mean they're going to win a Super Bowl, but they're a professional organization at this point. So I think they give people chances, but I think at a certain point, you're going to see them cut their strings if you don't see progress as a person, right? Because there's not a lot of character issues on that football team. When you go watch them practice, they all practice hard. They all like each other. And that doesn't mean you're going to win, but that gives you a chance to win. And that's the one thing you don't see very, he's a part of the process, and we're going to see. I do see them giving him a second chance. What he does with that, like you guys, I wish him the best. And if part of that growth is getting help for some of maybe the issues you have, then you go out and get that help. There's no shame in needing help with stuff. So we'll see what happens. On the football field where I try to keep it with him, but he's a talent now. He's got some feet. He's an explosive kid.
Coach, what about Denzel? I mean, at this point, this is if he went through the concussion protocol and if he was diagnosed with a concussion, what is this, like his fifth in his career? If it is, at what point do we start to be concerned, and or if, like, does he need to stop playing? At some point, does he think about stop playing? I mean, I don't know what more the Browns or anybody else at this point can do for him.
Well, I'll be honest with you. We've all had our bell rung in the day, and now the science they have behind it, I really think he does have to start thinking about his quality of life when he gets older. The concussions you recover from, it's what's down the road, that CTE type stuff, and that's what I worry about more than he'll recover from this concussion to be able to play. I actually saw the play that it happened. It was one-on-one drill. I was no more than 20 yards away from it, and it was weird because him and Elijah were going at it, and it was just a really good catch and throw. It was a really good football play by everybody, and Denzel actually kind of tackled him and rolled backwards and hit his head. And it wasn't like a collision straight on; it was his head hitting the ground. But yeah, I think these guys, it's such a violent sport. It's so violent when you're there. These are such good big, fast athletes that I think they have to. I think that's something he has to really think about as he moves forward here. When you start thinking about, he's a young kid. I know he's a veteran, but he's still a young kid, and he's got a lot of life in front of him, and his family. Those are questions that you have to start. And you don't know the severity of it anymore. You don't know. Is it a different part of the brain that he bruised because it went backwards? There's a lot of stuff that I don't know about, and you would hope, obviously, with the Browns. Browns don't cut corners, so hopefully, if he does play again, it's a decision that's best for him. But yeah, those concussions, to me, those are a real thing, and it seems like the more you get them, the more prone you are to them. For whatever reason. So yeah, again, it goes beyond football. You would hate to lose Denzel Ward, but you'd also like him to live these guys get done. They're 33 years old. They got a whole life to live. So I hope he makes good decisions for himself first.
So wait, I missed this. He just had another one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's fifth one in 6 years. Yeah, he was.
He needs to stop. He needs to stop. I mean, come on now. Listen, you don't want to end up like Dave Durison and Juice Seau, and you don't honestly, you don't want to do that. He needs to stop. I'm not a doctor, but come on, man. 5 and 6 years.
It's been wild.
Yeah, he needs to stop. Enough is enough. I would really, if I was his family members, I'd be like, look, dude. Because the Browns, listen, I feel like the Browns will take care of him, right? Money-wise.
Right.
He'll have to get some of the money back, but I'm sure the Browns will take care and make sure he's set. He's not broke when he leaves.
And as a fan, I would completely understood if tomorrow he decided, like, look, I don't even want to do this anymore. I don't want to risk it.
Such a shame because he's so good. He's so good and he's so young, man. But yeah, 5 and 6 years, yeah, he got to stop. He's got to stop. That's crazy. He's got to stop.
And the only thing I know is that there's so much more detail to it than when we were young. When I was young, it was like, yeah, you're okay, get back in there, right? There's so much more, the levels of the concussion. I don't know any of that, but I'm with you. If he was and when you say he's good, boy, is he good. Oh my
Mhm.
gosh. Is he good? He's good. It's like, and him and Emerson are so fun to watch. But again, if he was to say, I'm not doing this anymore, I don't think anybody would have a problem with that, because once again, he's a guy who practices really, really hard. And there's a reason he's good, because he practices at it.
So okay, Coach, what's going on with the stadium now?
Just
What
about to ask
what is
that.
going on with the stadium now? I'm hearing, I think Phil said last week, now the counties are like, no, we don't want the stadium. What has happened to the stadium?
Well, I'm pro dome. You can say whatever you want. I'm all
Really?
about dome, because, it was funny. Andrew Berry, when they were at the Greenbrier, made a great comment where he said, hey, I think, these guys are athletes, not gladiators. So that old adage of like, you're tough, you got to play in the snow, you got to play in the rain. Well, you don't pay Deshaun Watson to not have perfect conditions. You don't pay him $230 million. They're
Right.
Back when they were gladiators, they had other jobs. These are professional athletes. And I think financially it makes sense to have these guys play at their top level. Plus the fact, you got to love the idea of the inside in the winter, obviously, the things that can happen with it in Brook Park. I mean, if you ask me, this comes from zero knowledge, but I would assume they're going to get a dome. Now, is that a dome? Who knows? I would assume it's going to be Brook Park, but I don't have any details about that or anything. But I would say it seems like they're leaning to try to get to Brook Park and build that dome, which I think would be awesome.
It's in a perfect spot. You're right there by the freeway. Sorry, Hardy's going by. Sorry, you're right there by the freeway. You're 10 minutes from the airport.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's a perfect spot. Again, I'm always just shocked that there's 156 acres available in Brook Park. But I guess my thing is if the county is kind of hemming and hawing, well, then my thing is, why did you approve the sale? Like, what did you think they were going to buy that much land for? What did you think they're going to try to do out there? Why would you be going back and forth? But all right, so listen, let me ask you a question, not Browns related. Coach, you ready? It starts tomorrow. It starts tomorrow.
Oh yeah, let me have it. I'm ready to roll. I've been doing my homework.
Yeah. So okay. So I think we asked you before, and I'm going to ask you again now. We know the usual suspects. We know the Eds and the Maslins and the Menners and
the Howens.
We know the usual suspects. Who's the team that you're like, I like this team. They might sneak up on some people, and I like them.
Well, a team that I think that I've heard a lot of really good things about, and I don't really know anything about them, but I have some people who I trust. I guess North Ridgeville is pretty good this year. I've heard some people tell me North Ridgeville is pretty good this year. I've also heard that, even though it's a usual subject, I've heard that Avon is even better than Avon good. I've also heard that Glenville is maybe a year away from being like super again, like super again. So they're going to be good this year, but I heard they're a year away if they have some young kids who are really, really talented. So, in terms of sleepers, I'd say it's the normal cast of characters, first of all, but I think North Ridgeville is going to be good. I've heard the guy out, my dad was at Brunswick for a long time. I heard Brunswick. I heard that young coach out there is doing a nice job. That's a tough league to be okay in, though, for sure. Yeah. I heard Mennor's really good again. Menor again. They haven't been Menor so far. I'll be interested to see, what Kahari and those guys do at Cleveland Heights. They got some dudes, some physical looking dudes. So those guys always do a good job. I'm a big Mac fan. I think he's a good dude. So I don't know. I think the normal cast of characters, but I think even some of those cast of characters are going to have some special years. And I think North Ridgeville, I heard, is really good. And then I'll be watching like you. There's always a couple teams, right, that, come out those first couple weeks and you're like, oh, okay. And then you do a little homework on them. So I'll be doing the same homework you guys are doing.
Hey. Coach, what happened to Strongsville? Like, I remember when I was a kid, Strongsville, you know what I mean? They were one of the top tier programs in the state. And it's just like, it seems like over the past few years, they just can't get it together. Like, what's going on out there? Do you have any inside knowledge, anything that you know of?
They hired a guy. They hired Trusnick, who was going to be an outstanding coach. Truz was, with the Browns. He's a former pro, so Trusnick could do a really good job. First of all, Strongsville loses a lot of kids to Eds and Iggy. That's happened. That's happened for a long time. Secondly, it's when you get into those schools that have lots of money, and you get those schools that are so big, I always feel, and once again, this is my own thoughts, but I almost feel like some of those schools, they start to source themselves out, right? They have so many opportunities for these kids with sports and clubs and things to do. And then I also think, specialization has just killed so many sports. And I'm an anti-specialization person because anytime you watch any draft, NBA, NFL, NBA, whatever you watch, these kids are all 3 and 4 star, 2 and 3 sport kids. But, it's become such a specialization. And, there's a lot of good baseball players that would be good receivers and quarterbacks, right? And there's kids who wrestle. And now it's become such a year-round sport, which it's not going to get you any more scholarships. And I say that without hesitation. Because you get a scholarship it's number one comes from your God-given ability. And that's where it starts. And are you big enough, fast enough, strong enough? Now, does it help with other things? Maybe, but I just think these kids are specializing so much. These bigger schools, Strongsville is a great community. They just have so many different things they can do. So they kind of stretch themselves thin. I know they've lost kids in the past to Eds and Iggy. It's a pretty affluent area, so there's some people with money, so they can send their kids to private schools.
Got that right.
I think it's just a combination. I don't think it's one thing. I think it's a combination of just so many factors that kind of just suck away from what they used to be. Brunswick, Strongsville for decades. When my dad was at Brunswick, Brunswick, Strongsville for decades, 70s, 80s, 90s, even in the early 2000s. 2 great programs that would make deep runs every year. Absolutely.
All right. So how many games are you planning on getting to this year? You getting to a lot of games this year or?
I've talked to some teams, this year I've been lucky enough. I've had some people reach out and I've talked to some teams. So I will go, what I plan on doing is I'd like to, if you guys are out in any games, I'll stop out and see you guys once for sure. Yeah. I have some buddies, again, when you're old. So a lot of my coaches are offensive coordinators and head coaches at other schools now. So I'll go check them out. I'll stay close. My daughter, like tomorrow night, my daughter's got practice, so I won't be going to any of the games. So, but I do plan on getting to a number of games this year. I always try to go see Brunswick, just because of my father, and things like that. I won't get to every week. But that's the great thing about technology, guys like you. I'll be following, so you can keep up with like the games and who's doing what, because so many people are on social media keeping it going. And so many games are online. So, and then I've been lucky enough. I have a number of games. I'll be the color commentator this year on Spectrum for a number of Spectrum games of the week in Ohio.
Look at Coach Riz. Look at Coach Riz working out there. Look at Coach Riz working. Get the bag. Listen, hey, Coach, I know you got to go. I know you got another interview coming up. And again, hey, man, I'm not mad. You out here doing your thing, Coach. I'm not mad at all. So here's what we're going to do, though. I will reach out to you for week 1 of the NFL, because we're going to try to get this belt back from this man. This man got Eli's, well, it used to be Eli's belt. It's his now. He done won it 3 years in a row. So I'll reach out to you, Coach, and maybe I'll just reach out to you before week 1, and I'll get your picks for week 1, and then maybe after week 1 we have you back on, and we can see how it goes, and then we'll try to make it I'm always available for you guys. I absolutely love talking with you guys. I love being a part of your show, and I appreciate you guys having me on. It's always we've been doing this a long time together. It's family to me, so I'm always in. Let me know what you need.
Just know we're all going Cleveland the first week. I know we are all going Cleveland.
Well, you know what?
Who are they playing the first
week? They're playing Dallas.
So absolutely. Yeah.
Pull the belt out. Oh, see.
So it looks good. It's such a it's a good piece on the in the man cave, right? Actually, it's like I get it going. It's on the background of my podcast and stuff. So yeah, I'm not giving up. I saw he sent a message there. I'm not giving this thing up easy though. I'll be doing my homework. You didn't have to do that, Coach. You didn't have to do that. That was pretty unnecessary. Absolutely unnecessary. Absolutely.
Hey, Coach, man, listen, we appreciate you as always, man. Thanks for coming through, and I will reach out to you, and we'll get it popping later on. All right.
All right, guys. Football season. I'll talk to you guys soon.
Yes, sir, man. Appreciate you.
See you guys.
Coach Riz joined us on the show. Appreciate that.
Football season.
I know you're right. We'll all be going week 1, man. Week 1, we'll all be going Browns. Yeah, we'll all be going Browns week 1.
I know that. Ain't nobody taking Dallas around here.
I got the cop. No, I'm just saying.
Absolutely. Come on,
Cleveland.
With
your foolishness.
Do your thing, Cleveland.
The Cowboys.
All right, so let's take a quick break, and then we'll come back, and we'll get into a couple things. DNC is going in Chicago right now, and I ain't gonna lie, man. they've been hitting. They've been hitting on like pretty much. I mean, they've been firing on all cylinders, and they are breaking out the heavy artillery for DNC in Chicago. Also, Uncle Kevin is going to tell the kids a story. I got a hip hop story that I'm going to tell the kids. It's hip hop story time here on Real. So they will do the next when they come back. So hip hop story time, DNC. We got more things to talk about. Kevin Hanley, Phil Rucker, Tim on the boards. Real Phil ready. Real Phil Red Line Radio. Welcome back to the show. Kevin Hanley, Phil Rucker, Tim flying the ship. Shout out and thank you. Big thanks to the homie Lance Risen, aka Coach Riz. Got much love for Coach Riz, man. Coach Riz is. I always said, man, Coach Riz, when we were doing the Quad Brothers. Y'all right over there, everything good? When you were doing the Quad Brothers, Coach Riz is the first coach that came to us and was like, look, man, whatever you need, I got you. I got you. Now, Coach Williams at Bedford as well, but then, all that went down to Bedford.
Oh.
Yeah, so, yeah.
He got like,
I mean, how many years did he get for that?
I think 7.
I'll never listen, man. I'm 48 years old, man. There ain't nothing that a young girl can do for me,
I think 7,
especially a high
if
school
I'm not
girl.
mistaken.
Ain't nothing a young girl can do for me. Sorry.
And coach, look,
And listen again.
and as much we want to stay away from that issue because that issue was was just even when we found out, we was like, oh, we got to separate ourselves from him and everything like that. When I first met Coach, he was one of the real ones. He made sure that his kids were going to graduate, and them kids were ready to run through a wall for that.
And again, if we're being honest, as at least on this, as far as our show was concerned and our interaction with him and the breakfast program, he was like, "Hey man, whatever y'all need, come through." He was the first coach to let us into the locker room, right? Reg went in there and did a couple locker room interviews. So, he was on that note, on that side, you're right, he was a real one, and we can't deny that fact. I respect that. Now, again, whatever went down with that, we can't condone that. We don't condone that. We ain't cool with that. That is what it is, though. That's separate from, what we were doing when we were covering Bedford football and doing that. I kind of, like we saw off here. I do kind of miss that a little bit. I kind of miss it a little bit.
I'm telling you.
I kind of miss it a little bit. But I'm at peace. I'm at peace with us not doing that anymore, but I do kind of miss it a little bit. So, all right. So listen, gather around the campfire, kids. Uncle Kevin's going to tell you a story, a little hip hop story.
Oh boy.
This is the story. This is the story of how we almost did not get one of the most iconic songs in the history of hip hop. How we were one on-time flight away from not having one of the most iconic songs in the history of the culture. So, 1991. DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince have just finished their album, Home Base, and the album's done. Will has laid down all of his, the Fresh Prince. Y'all might know him as Will Smith. I'm old enough to know him. He the Fresh Prince to me. But anyway, so Will's laid down his vocals, right? And he is leaving the studio. Will's going to catch a flight to the West Coast. All right, this is done. Jeff is standing behind in the studio. Jazzy Jeff is he's doing all the mixing and the mastering for the album, Home Base. That album came out in 1991. That is crazy. But anyway, so Jazzy Jeff is doing all the mixing and mastering in the studio. So Will is leaving the studio, and there were two producers. One producer went by the name of Huda. And Huda gives Will this CD. And the CD just has Untitled written on it. And Will's like, "Look, man, I'm out. I'm not doing no more tracks for this record. I'm done. We done laid the vocals." And they had been out the night before this day. They had all been out. Will, the producers, Jazzy Jeff, they've all been out. They all been out partying. So Will's voice was kind of messed up. His voice is messed up. Keep that in mind. So Will's leaving, and Huda hands the CD, and he's like, "Look, man, I'm not doing nothing else for this record, dog. We done. Jeff's doing the mix and master. I'm not doing nothing else." So, but because out of respect for Huda, he takes the CD anyway. Will leaves the studio. I want to say he was in Chicago. But I could be wrong. But he leaves the studio and he goes to the airport. He gets to the airport and his flight is delayed. So Will Smith goes and finds a corner, sits down. He's got his portable CD player with him. He takes out Untitled, puts it in the CD player, and presses play. It's the beat for Summertime. And Will said, "I took out my notepad, and right then and there, I wrote Summertime. In 2 hours, I wrote it."
Summertime.
And he left the studio. He left the airport, went back to the studio, and he went to go lay the vocals for Summertime. But now, if you know anything about Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince, if you listen to songs like "I Think I Can Beat Mike Tyson" and things like that, parents just don't understand. Will always does this happy-go-lucky, high-pitched voice. Well, they were out party night before. He couldn't do that. So according to Will, Huda just said to him, yo, just give me that Rakim shit. And that's what he did. And that's why Will sounds the way. Now, if you go back and listen to Summertime, I went back, I can totally hear Rakim. Now that I know that fact, when I listen to Summertime and I hear the way Will sounds when he's doing that song, I can totally hear Rakim.
I have to listen to the song now.
I can totally hear Rakim.
I can definitely hear it like off,
I'm
like just thinking about it.
Just thinking about it.
Yeah.
Like, because don't say the technique. Like, you just listen to.
Can't you tell? If you
Can we say? Honestly, let's really have a real discussion right
Yes.
now, like a real grown man discussion.
But I just said that this we were just thinking about it. We were one. Had his flight been on time, we would have never had Summertime.
That would have sucked.
But go ahead, sir. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Phil.
Honestly, why don't we give Will Smith his flowers?
I don't know.
For his portion
Because
of hip-hop? Is it because he made the goofy Wild Wild West song?
No,
Isn't
because
everything
he's
that-
clean cut, and you
Is
know
that
how
what
we
it
know.
is?
how some of us are.
Nah.
Yeah, and
He's
then
not-
Well, for the longest time, because and again,
Get jiggy with
I remember because I'm old enough to remember, and this is before the days of social media, way before social media. But for the longest time, the knock against Will Smith or the Fresh Prince was that he was too clean. He wasn't gangster enough. He wasn't this. He wasn't that. He wasn't black. He was too
He's
clean
corny.
for something. He was corny. It's almost the way they do Russell Wilson, right? They call Russell Wilson the square. No, seriously, right? They call Russell Wilson the square. But all Russell Wilson does is take care of his woman and take care of his family and take care of his
loves
child.
God and
And
plays
loves
football.
God.
Russell Wilson is
But, it's
Carlton.
just, but they did
He
Will the same way they do Russ.
That's crazy. Will?
But Will is hip hop.
Will is a hip hop legend.
Will says that the whole persona of the Fresh Prince is directly because of Grandmaster Caz. And if you know hip hop, you know Grandmaster Caz is a legend. Grandmaster Caz was with the Cold Crush Brothers. Remember, Jay said, I'm overcharging niggas for what they did to the Cold Crush. Because the Cold Crush Brothers was the inspiration for a lot. The Cold Crush Brothers was the inspiration for Run DMC. Run and DMC will tell you that. The Cold Crush Brothers was the inspiration for Run DMC. Grandmaster Caz was in the Cold Crush Brothers. But the Cold Crush Brothers never got on.
I've always, that's always stuck in the back of my mind whenever somebody brings up Will Smith and everything regarding hip hop. I was like, okay, yeah, I know he made some funny songs. Let's just be honest. But
Yeah.
like, come on, man. Everybody likes, parents just don't understand. If they don't play Summertime at the beginning of the damn summer every single year since that song has been out.
1991 that song came out.
Crazy.
I'm so fucking old.
We old, man.
Yeah.
We getting old.
That is, what were you, 3 when that came out?
Yeah.
Damn, Phil. But here's a good thing though. The legends, the OGs, the Grandmaster Cazes, the Rakims, they give Will his flowers. That's the good thing. Will is respected in hip hop, as he should be. Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince, first group to win a Grammy, first hip hop group to win a Grammy. DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince. But Will said his whole persona, that whole persona was directly from Grandmaster Caz, from the Cold Crush Brothers. And again, Jay had that line, I'm overcharging niggas for what they did to the Cold Crush. The Cold Crush Brothers were inspirational to a lot of groups, and they just never got on. And speaking of Grandmaster Caz, if you listen to Rapper's Delight, Big Bank Hank's verse, say that 3 times fast. Big Bank Hank's verse on Rapper's Delight belongs to Grandmaster Caz. It's Grandmaster Caz's verse. Hank was managing Grandmaster Caz. And when Sylvia Robinson, because the Sugar Hill Gang were really almost like the first boy band, if you will. Like the Sugar Hill Gang, these weren't 3 dudes that grew up on the block together. They were put together by Sylvia Robinson. Hank was working in a pizza shop in New Jersey somewhere, I think. And he found out or heard that Sylvia Robinson, who was the owner of Sugar Hill Records, was looking for a rapper. And she had Hank come out too, but Hank knew some of Caz's rhymes. And she had Hank come out to her limo and rhyme for her. Now, what Hank should have done, which is why I don't think Hank gets the respect that people might think he deserves, what Hank should have done is like, nah, I can't really rap, but my man Kaz over here, he's an MC. You when you need a rapper, you looking for him. Hank didn't do that. Hank just started spitting rhymes that he knew because he managed Kaz, so he knew Kaz's rhymes. So he just started spitting Kaz's rhymes.
Wow.
Go listen to. His name is Big Bank Hank. So it was Grandmaster Kaz and Casanova Fly was the two names that Kaz went by. Listen to Rapper's Delight. His name is Big Bank Hank, but when he starts the verse, he says, "I'm the CASA, the NOV, and the rest is FLY." Casanova Fly. That's Kaz's rhyme, and Kaz never got the credit for that. It was a shady business,
What
man.
type of ignorant ass? Wait a minute.
Telling you, man. It was a different game, you know. It was a different game back then, and Hank should have and listen, rest in peace. He's passed on. He's rest in peace to Big Bang Hank, but that's a stain on his legacy. It's a stain on his legacy. You took Kaz's rhyme that was a no. You don't take nobody else's rhyme. That was a no. Now they just whatever.
I was just about to say that now you steal everybody. I'm gonna steal your rhyme. I'm gonna steal your beat. I'm gonna make a remix about it.
But Will Smith, I remember vividly feel he wasn't. And again, this was when Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince, you know, they came out in like 87, I think. And again, they were the first hip hop group to win a Grammy. For parents just don't understand. But we were also getting into the gangster phase, and the way had come out, and Will wasn't gangster enough. He wasn't tough enough. He wasn't this or that. He didn't curse. The one song, he's got a song on, I can't remember the album, but its name of the song is "You Saw My Blinker, Bitch." That's like and it's about him having like a car accident with a lady. That's the most edgy that Will Smith got. But
we weren't at that time.
No, we weren't ready. We weren't mature enough to appreciate Will Smith.
I was about to say, because I understood, from like I said, I was born in '88, so when NWA came out, I was 3. I didn't know what was going on.
You were just being born when NWA came out.
I wasn't even thinking. I wasn't even here. But when I go back and I listen to it, you know what I'm saying, and I see the direction that hip hop was in at the time that he came out, I can understand, at that point why. I'm
telling you, Phil, if you go back and listen to Summertime, go back and listen to Summertime, think Rakim, and then go back and listen to When you leave here, listen to Summertime, and then think about Rakim. You can he said, I'll just you can hear it. After I saw that, I was like, and I went back and I heard it, I was like, damn, it never occurred to me. I never thought about it. But he said he couldn't get up that high. And Huda just said, give me that Rakim shit. And that's exactly what he did. He said he was totally trying to sound like Rakim on that. But no, we don't get his files. But yeah, that we were, had that flight been on, we would never have Summertime. Had that flight been on time, we wouldn't have had Summertime. Because he was like, I'm out.
That's my jam. I ain't even gonna fold.
It still goes hard today. That song it will forever be class. That song will never not be like.
That's when I know, because how our man and Eli Robinson loves the cold and everything, and all that.
Yeah.
I know when that song come on,
and it's coming,
and it's time. Yeah, I know it's coming.
It's coming.
Winter is coming. I understand. Everybody go outside and hibernation. Gets dark at 6 o'clock. Did you see he posted that the other day? Can't wait till it gets dark at 6.
Yeah, whatever, Eli.
Like, dude,
whatever.
Why do you want it to get dark at 6 p.m.?
Whatever, Eli. We ain't trying to do that.
We trying to summertime, baby. We trying to party.
So let me so I'm at work. I'm changing subject. I'm at work the other day.
Here we go.
No.
We got a story. We got a story.
Not really a rant for driving, although I've had some incidents where I could definitely. But no, I'm at work and I get this text from my wife. No, so I get this text that comes across from our bank, right? Because you buy something, if it's over a certain amount, it's sort of like $5. I'll get a text and say this was purchased. I get it's like $130 something. And the company is Tales from the City. Tales spelled Tails. I'm like, the hell is that? I'm thinking somebody done hacked our account. So I text my wife, hey, what's Tales from the City? She sends back, well, it was the girl's fault. I'm like, oh shit, what done happened? She done went out and bought another cat. Now we got 2 cats. She adopted a cat.
How does it's the girl's fault?
Oh, the girls talked to me. The girls talked me into it, and I tried to tell them no, but then I held the cat, and I fell in love. I'm like, oh, here we go. So now we got 2 cats.
Oh, God.
But Angel, the cat we've had for a few years, Angel, they're both females. So they're both females. So, but now Angel is trying to bully the little kittens. This little kitten. This is the new cat. Iris is this little kitten. So we can't really let Iris explore the house too much yet because Angel out there hissing and I'm like,
she upset. I'm the only cat that's supposed to be around.
Stop.
Here.
I'm like, listen, you had to get over it. You know, we'll get rid of you before we get rid of the kitten.
This is my territory.
Yeah, that's exactly what she's doing.
Look, cats are something else.
Oh, she went into our bed. Because Angel, if we don't like secure the door shut, Angel, she can push it open.
Yeah.
So she pushed the door open, going there looking for the little cat today. I'm like, oh Lord. But now she hasn't like attacked her, but they hiss at each other when they. But I kind of feel bad. Cause first I was like, oh man, I don't want another cat. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Angel is a long-haired cat. It seems like no matter what, I have clothes in my closet, Phil, and I take clothes out of my closet, and there's cat hair. I'm like,
cat hair on
how? This thing has been in my closet for a month. And now we got another cat.
It floats around the house.
It floats around the house. It absolutely does. And now it's like, oh great, now I got another cat. But I was like, you know what? I don't really trip. I was just like, when I saw that like, Tales from the City, what is Tales from the well, it's the girl. I'm like, oh. See, this is marriage. See, this is marriage right here, Tim. I hope you're paying attention. This is marriage. You don't get
I done had something like that.
Sometimes you don't get no respect. Sometimes you don't get no
respect. It was almost very similar. I was working from home at the time, and my ex-wife was like, I'm on the phone. She's like, going to get a dog. And I didn't hear that. Like, I just kind of heard it, but
wait, how she's going to be, as she's
going to get a dog.
So I'm working, and then she comes back with a German Shepherd.
Damn, she went all out.
And then leaves for work.
How the hell you gonna get it?
Nah, you gonna need to call off. You need to call off.
About
you need to call off. Yeah, you need to call off.
What?
You ain't gonna nah. Like a dog German Shepherd?
No, it was a baby.
I don't care. You know,
it's a puppy.
I'm going to go get this dog, and then you gonna take care of it. Nigga.
No. Man, I was like, what is this? Like, how you gonna get the dog? How you gonna say it, glance over it, and just come back with a dog and leave?
I didn't dump it on.
I didn't get no notice. My notice was that thing from that text from the bank was my notice that we got a cat. She didn't call me. I didn't get no call. She didn't say, hey, I'm gonna get a cat. What you think? Should I do this or not? Nope.
Because she already knew what she was gonna say.
What can I say? I'm on the road.
You on the road.
I can't stop her.
Right.
She gonna buy it anyway. I ain't gonna like beat her up or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? So like, I'm gonna just be like, what the fuck, and then I probably I'm already warming up to the little cat anyway. So.
Not gonna lie, he was my best friend. Like he was my best friend. I took him to work because when I was working at Radio Shack, he was like, "Oh my god, he's so cute." Like he was dope. I ain't gonna lie.
I'm the same way. I was that way with Angel. I'm like, man, I don't want a cat. We don't need a cat, but I warm up to Angel, and I'm warming up to Iris already. So
animals grow on you.
They do. It is what it is.
They do.
But now it's just like now I gotta remember that there's like this. Like I fed Angel, but I fed Angel the kitten food instead of the adult food for her, and I'm getting it all mixed up. And it is what it is. And Angel's again. I'm like, look, man, stop bullying this little cat. It's 2 cats here now, son. Stop bullying this little cat.
My area, I don't like that.
She's like, cause the cat will come out and Angel will just be sitting there and they just hit it. I was like, oh Lord, you get over yourself, man. We got a new cat now. Okay, get over yourself. But these, I said, well, you got 2 females, because my sister-in-law. So we got this new cat, and then my sister-in-law was at the store with Heather, and they got a new cat because I'm like, oh Lord. But now they have 2 boys. They got Marbles, and the new cat is named Jax. 2 boys. Marble and Jax, they already out there kicking. They're kicking. They think it's thieves. They out there kicking it, doing their thing,
playing with each other, having a ball. This is my brother.
Mm-hmm.
We down for the cause. This is what
we the homies. It's the homies. We homies.
homies.
Not these 2. Not mine. Not ours.
See, I was getting ready to say.
So what we're gonna have to do is put Angel, because right now Iris is in our bedroom, litter box and all.
Oh no.
Well, listen, I told him, hey man, I've done Angels, but I'm like, I could probably count on one hand the amount of times I'm like, listen, that ain't me. If we get this cat, I'm not cleaning the litter box. I'm not doing it, and I stuck to that. So my wife is cleaning the box, but you know, she can't. But we can't, because we can't have her in the house yet because Angel's acting the damn fool. And we tried to bring her downstairs today, but she's kind of scared because she just don't need it. So what needs to happen is Angel's gonna have to go into the bedroom, and we're gonna have to give little cat time to just come out and explore the house without having the big ass bully cat over here trying to, you know what I mean? Yeah. Where you from, cuz? Who you know around here? Where you from, cuz?
You know where you at?
So yeah, we're talking about what set you claim. So see, but that's marriage. I didn't get no call. I didn't get no, hey, I'm gonna buy a cat. What you think? Should we do this? $130 something. Hey, nope. Just come across on the phone. Tales from the city. I was like, oh, okay. All right, cool.
That was the only thing I say. She paid for the whole thing. That dog, I think, was $500.
I mean, it's our account, so I'm just saying. But it's like, damn, I can't even get a call. You couldn't even hit a brother up. Like, what's happening?
Then she got another one.
Oh, damn. We're not getting no more pets, man. We are not getting. Hey, if you listen, we are not getting any more pets. We got 2 cats. That's enough. We're not getting no more pets.
Let a dog come over with the sad face.
And it was so bad because the first dog, I ain't gonna lie, he was easy as hell to train. Like,
yeah.
We had to do nothing.
German Shepherds are easy
to
train.
It's always that second dog.
That's why the cops use them, so because they're easy to train.
That's what made her want to get the second one.
It's always the second dog. The second dog will be crazy than a mother sucker.
Oh man! Hey, I saw something.
Wait. What kind of dog? What kind of dog was the second one?
It was actually a sister of the litter.
The German Shepherd, but she was cuckoo.
Man, she know what? She just had a little more issues. She had a little more women dogs, the periods, all that, got to keep them separate when that happened. Then she had, I think, worms.
Ooh.
He didn't have those. He didn't have that issue. So one night, I'll never forget this night. This one night,
here we go.
She pooped in the other dog's spot. So he went to go lay in his spot. Now, mind you, they sleeping in the room with us. They ain't in the bed. They just in the room. He go to get in his spot, find out it's pooping, and he paces around the room while the shit is on his paws. I wake up and I smelt it. So I was like, hey, your dog's poop. You gotta clean it up. And this is the new dog. We just knew she had poop. She turned on the light, and all you hear is, "Oh my God!" It was all in the corner, and then it was paced around the room. It was terrible.
No, man.
You had carpet?
Carpet, bro.
Oh. Your deposit is gone.
No, it was cool. It was a family house, so it was her dad's. So it wasn't no big deal on that part. And then we had a carpet cleaner because of the dog. So
I was about to say, please tell me you had a carpet cleaner.
She did it that night. I was like, that's you.
The closest I've come to that is when my daughter, my oldest daughter, did that when she was a kid. She was still in her in her baby bed, right? But she shit and decided she was gonna take it out of her diaper and put it on the walls and shit. Yeah.
Oh, God.
Heaven did that. The senior did that. The senior did that when she was yeah.
Y'all are giving me such good advice right now.
I'm just telling you.
Such good advice.
There is parenthood.
'Cause
You. When people say I'm not ready, you ain't never ready to have kids. It's
I
just
ain't
you learn
never seen
on the fly every
nothing
single day. Yep.
like that.
My youngest, Kailana used to have. When I tell you, she had temper tantrums. I mean, this girl at like 2 and 3. I mean, she was. I'm
Just let
talking
you have
like,
it.
holy shit! Like, all right, man, you got it. I'm gonna just walk away. We had to do that. We had to do that. They called it the cry out method. Just let them cry. And it was rough because Kai could scream. She could scream. We was in Gabe's one time, and she started to have a fit in Gabe's, and I had to leave Gabe's and take her out to the car. And just sit with her in the car in the back seat, and she was just screaming. I'm like, if somebody walk by, they gonna think I'm killing the kid in here because she was just at the top of her lung. I'm like, oh my god, what is wrong? Those are days you like these kids, man. Yeah, my senior did that. But poop all on the walls. I wasn't home. I was at work.
Oh, that's a nice thing to come
Yeah,
home
wife
to.
had to deal with that. Yeah, wife had to deal with that. Hey, man, I saw something today, and I listen. I know it's getting close to the end of summertime, right? I know that. I saw 2 brothers walking around with pants and denim jackets on. I'm like, yo, man, it's too damn hot for a damn denim jacket. I'm sorry, man. It's too hot for it. Look, I know you trying to stun on these hoes. I know you trying to stun on. He had a little design on the back of his jacket. I'm like, I was at Giant Eagle. I know you trying to stun on him, but bro, it's too hot. It's too hot for a jean. It ain't jean jacket weather yet, bro. It is not jean jacket weather yet.
It was just cold as hell yesterday, though.
What? No, not to me.
It was perfect for me. I ain't gonna lie. I'm
Yeah.
extra insulated.
Yeah.
But it was chilly, so you never know with Cleveland.
B. This dude
It was kind of.
This dude was like Phil size. So he wasn't like, you know what I mean? He wasn't me. He wasn't Tim. He's like Phil size. He had a jean jacket. He just trying to stunt. That's cool. I get it. Okay. But nah, man, I'm not wearing a jean jacket. It ain't time for that yet.
It's not. It's only August.
I still got the hoodies put away. I only wear sweatpants when I'm in the house. I don't, when I'm at work, I got pants. I don't wear my pants at work. No.
It is only August.
It's only August 22nd.
They
right?
trying so hard.
Man, we're not doing that.
So hard to speed it up. They want, and I don't understand.
People like Eli trying so
I don't
hard.
understand what is so wonderful about fall and winter.
I don't get it either.
Understand it.
I don't understand it either.
Everything is dead.
Everything is dead. It's freezing fucking cold outside. What's so great about wintertime? What, Christmas? I remember again the year you were born, Phil, 88. We had a drought that year. It might have rained once. That whole summer of 88, we might have got rained once. I was living in Canton. We might have got rained once or twice. Could have been no more than that. We had a drought. And that was the first Christmas that I had that it didn't snow. Christmas of 88, it did not snow.
Yeah, somebody said, no, I'm not. My mother used to tell me how hot and dry it was on the summer of 88. Like she was like, boy, you don't understand. She said, I was suffering.
It was
so hot.
It might have rained a couple times that whole summer. And it was just weird being Christmas to 88 and there was no snow. There's no snow on the ground. It was weird. That was the first time I'd ever seen it. But now I'm like, hell, I don't care. I don't need no white Christmas.
I don't need to see it.
Nope.
Don't want to have it.
Not at all.
Leave it alone.
Don't need nothing about it.
Don't care.
Don't care. But snow is so overrated.
It really is.
If you live in a warm weather state, man, like it's nice on Christmas cards, man. But when you gotta drive in it and scrape it off your car,
shovel it, snow blowers. I hate. You know what I really?
Snow blowers
I cannot stand when it snows that much and we're all out there at like 2-3 in the morning with the snowblower. Because if you don't get out there at 2-3 in the morning, you get up at 7-8, there's gonna be about 8 feet of snow in your driveway and you ain't going nowhere for at least a few hours.
How do people live in
Buffalo? I have no idea.
How do they live in Buffalo?
None. I would never move to Buffalo.
You couldn't pay me to live in Buffalo.
Not enough.
I get mad about a foot.
Yeah.
I get mad at Cleveland winners.
2 feet.
You couldn't pay me enough money to live in Buffalo, New York. Ain't no way. Ain't gonna happen, Captain.
These people
You
are
couldn't pay me to live there.
These people are opening the doors to their homes, and there is snow
Nah, man.
so high
no,
that you can't
no.
even. What?
We just bought a snowblower 3 years ago.
Yep.
Why I waited so long to buy a snowblower, I will never know.
understand.
And it's an electric snowblower. But works good though. It works good, even though it's electric. It ain't a gas. It's
Wait,
electric.
and you live in the snow belt, Kev? Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what took me so long to buy it. I've been out there for years, sweating to death and busting my ass, freezing and sweating to death, shoveling the driveway.
So, brother, I know when I get 2 feet of snow, y'all got like 6 feet of snow out there.
I'm right by the lake, dog. I'm right by the lake. I'm 5 minutes from the lake. I can drive from my house to Lake Erie and be there in 5 minutes. I'm right there by the lake. And yeah, I don't know what took me so long. I have no idea what took me so long to buy solar. I have no clue. I was out there, like I said, sweating to death and freezing at the same time, shoveling that driveway. And when we first moved up here, we had it wasn't super long, but that damn driveway was long enough. So we're like, okay, I'm going to shovel this far, and then I'm going to just use momentum the rest of the way to get me out the driveway. Because I don't feel like, because what would happen, you know what happened? The snowplow come by, and you just finished shoveling, and they shovel all that shit right back up. You're like, man,
The worst.
come on, man.
I'm at the end of the driveway throwing shit at
Come
they
on,
head.
man.
Get the f out of here.
I just shoveled this drive. I was out there for an hour and a half shoveling, and you come through with your plow and you just put all that snow, and it freezes up. They got a big old pile of snow. What do you people like about that shit? I don't understand it.
I don't understand. I do not get it.
I don't get it. I don't understand it at all.
It's too hot. You know,
I
don't
don't
sit under
care.
the air conditioner.
Bro, what?
I would rather be hot than be cold.
Every
I
other
am not ready for that. I do not.
I'd rather be a little
I
chilly.
cannot
Honestly, here's
deal
the
with
thing.
the cold, brother. I cannot.
When my kids are old enough, well, my oldest will, this is her senior year. She'll be going to college. I'm really like, look, man, when they really get like out of college or whatever, I can tell, listen,
It's time to go.
it's time to move, man. Let's go get
It's
a
time
little
to go.
condo somewhere warm. And you got family down in Tampa. Let's roll.
I've been trying to get. Me and my brother have been trying to get my father and his mother out of Chicago for like the past 2-3. Like, yo, this man lives in Arizona. Let's go move to Arizona. It is always sunny in Arizona. Every time I talk to him, the sun is painted in the middle of the sky.
You know where I've been when I first started driving a truck. I had to go do my training in Wisconsin.
Ooh.
There is something about Wisconsin cold. Like I can't explain it. I can't explain it. It's something that like I've never ever in my life felt that.
Brother, I can't even go. So I don't even know what that feels like, but I know that Midwest cold is completely different than Cleveland cold. Because when I got to Chicago, and the first time I turned the corner and that wind hit me, I said, yo, I tightened my coat. I said, man, what in the is this?
You know what you do? We should take a little trip. You gotta take me to Chicago, man. Because I've been
on that trip.
I've been to Chicago.
Our favorite rocket ship.
Hey, my kids just watch it all the time. Little Einsteins.
Zooming through the
They
skies.
just watch that and
What the hell was that?
Little Einstein.
Yeah, Little Einsteins. They used to watch that and the Fresh Beat Band. You know what the Fresh Beat Band is?
Nah.
Yeah.
I
Fresh
remember that
Beat Band. Yeah.
Why you want to go to Chicago, man?
Because you know why? Because I've been there, but only in a truck. I've only driven through 94.
You've
I've
only
never
driven through.
I never been there. Like I've never.
Oh yeah.
I need that Chicago, the dip roast beef sandwich. I need that. I need the hot dog with the pickles and the tomatoes. I need that.
Brother, why do you think I came back 20 pounds heavier than I left?
Mm-hmm.
It is real out there.
I need that.
Chicago food better than Cleveland?
By 100-fold.
It probably is.
By 100-fold.
I've seen things online that TikTok. Chicago has some
dip
dope food.
sandwiches.
Yes,
The dip sandwiches. The
I need that.
Chicago Italian beef dip. The deep dish pizza.
They take the sandwich and dip it in the roast beef, Tim. They dip the sandwich in the juice.
In the azu.
In the juice. Oh,
In the azu.
come on, son.
The deep dish
on,
pizza,
son.
man. Oh my goodness.
Is it deep dish like you would like? It ain't like Little Caesar's deep dish, right? It ain't that.
No, it's real deep dish.
It's real like
The closest you can get to it here is like Romeo's.
now you can, and it's not even close.
It's not.
It's not even close. Now you
See?
can go to the grocery store and get a deep dish pizza, but it's made from people from Chicago. It's called Lou Malnati's.
Okay,
And when I tell you it's about this thick,
we need to go.
and
You got
it's
family up
just-
there, right?
Yeah,
Man,
You really got to eat it with a fork and a knife.
Listen,
Like-
I'm not.
don't joke.
I don't have no desire to see O Block. Okay, I don't.
No.
No.
Let me explain something. So when I went to Chicago, this is how, like, you know how you hear the stories
Mm-hmm.
and you kind of just like, man, it can't really be like that. No, when it is actually true, that place is nuts.
O Block.
No,
So
the whole entire
Chicago?
south side
Yeah.
of Chicago is nuts.
Mm.
Like, it is really, yo, we going in here, get in, get out. Don't look at nobody. Don't say nothing to nobody. Keep your business to yourself. Get out. Because it's really like that. My sister told me, she was like, my sister was driving me around one day and she told me, don't look nobody directly in the eye.
The fuck? That's crazy.
Because these niggas is crazy as hell. They'll see you on the block, don't know who you are, and to light your whole car up just because they don't know who the fuck you are. Like that's some crazy. I don't know who you are, so my first instinct is to light your car up because I think you are op. Because I think you coming to do something to us. Yeah, it's lost. It's lost.
And then when you talk about, that's why I say, man, y'all people talk about mental health and PTSD. You don't think these dudes got PTSD? Every day you wake up, you gotta
deal with that, man. And another story, me and my ex, we went out there. She wanted to be an actor, you know what I'm saying? So they were having casting calls. I was in schools of that nature and everything out there in Chicago. So I took her. I drove her. We drove from Cleveland to Chicago. Now, the hotel we were staying at was on the north side, like the very north side. Like we so far away, you have to get to like the top of the hotel to look, and you can see downtown Chicago and everything. So there's a mall next to that. So we're going through the mall. We shopping. She looking for outfits and everything. Run into this real friendly dude. We start chopping it up and everything. You know what I'm saying? He is so friendly. He's so welcome. Black dude. Welcome to Chicago. You know what I'm saying? How do you like Cleveland? We talking while she's shopping. So she gets done shopping. We go through the line and everything. And we walk out at the same time. And he stops us dead in our tracks, and he looks us both in the eye. This man, we've been joking all day and everything, and we've been laughing. He looks me dead in the eyes, lowers his voice. Don't go on the south side. And we like, huh? I'm telling you, stay off the south side. And he walks off.
That's crazy.
It's so crazy that
is crazy that you can't even go to a city and enjoy all the city.
Bro, so my parents, they stay out in the south suburbs.
Okay.
So we had to take this freeway, you know what I'm saying? This one main freeway into the city itself. I can't remember.
There's what is it, like 94, there's 90, 294.
It's called something else. I can't remember what it's actually called.
John R?
Something like, yeah, I believe so.
Is that what it's called?
Or it's something.
Yeah,
but you know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
The main the L runs right by it and everything.
That's when it go past White Sox Stadium and all that? Okay,
yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Kev, while I was there, we stayed off of there. Kev, do you know they were shooting at each other while they were driving down the freeway? They were having shootouts like it was like a movie theater, like a video game down the freeway. Okay, when I tell
So
people,
lost.
I was like, yo, when they really talk about Chicago, and I used to just think like, man, y'all ain't that tough. Y'all ain't really like, no, they really like that. They're crazy. They're nuts.
It's crazy. It
They're
is
nuts.
crazy. It is crazy. It's like, when are y'all gonna stop this shit?
So you don't want to go see O Block here? I don't want to take you nowhere
Okay.
near O Block.
Listen,
I don't want to go nowhere near none of that.
You can take me to the Magnificent Mile. We can stay on the Magnificent Mile all day,
We
all
will
night.
stay on the north side. The north side is fun.
All right.
Downtown is fun.
As long as I can, if I get the pizza and the dips roast beef sandwich and a hot dog on the north side. If I get there on the north
I
side,
gotta get you some Ann Sather's cinnamon rolls.
ooh,
Oh my god!
I am always down for cinnamon rolls. I
The
will not
best
turn down
cinnamon rolls I've ever had in my entire life.
I say this, I've been slipping on my sweets lately, man. Like I've been eating way too many sweets
Yes,
lately.
way
Too many sweets lately. I mean, way too many. I went to listen. So I went to Walmart today to buy stuff when I go back out on Saturday. Right, walk past the bakery. There's a container with double chocolate iced cake in it.
Oh Jesus!
Ain't got no. I just picked it up. I picked it up. I'm like, and I'm walking as I'm walking, but I'm like, why? Why do I have this in my cart? But I didn't take it back. I done ate 4 slices of it already. it's like I've been slipping so hard.
Not gonna lie,
Yeah, you too.
I had the greatest blizzard today.
I'm telling you, dog. I'm telling you, man.
When you said that, okay, so I was watching TV and there was a recipe for a lemon blueberry cake, and when I mean like a recipe, I mean the lemon frosting was buttercream.
Come on, bro. Come on, bro.
So
Come on, dog.
Since I know how to bake and I am the baker, that
Yeah.
my fat ass went ahead and made the cake.
And you ain't bring none.
Why you ain't bring none, bro? Like, what's going on?
Because it's gone.
Oh, you know what? Speaking of that,
Why would you tell us this?
speaking of bring some, I gotta apologize to you, man. I gotta apologize
Wait,
to you.
what happened?
Last week, I specifically set aside a bag of the chips. One spicy queso and one chicken and waffles, and I had it in my trunk. And I should have put them in the car, but I had them in the trunk. When I got to work the next day, I was like, "Oh man, the chips." So of course,
Both of y'all fired.
I hate it. Hey, these chips
You know
are
what?
good.
September 16th, y'all last.
It's my birthday. It's my birthday. Right.
Hey, somebody hold that against us for the rest of the time. Over here.
I had a bag of those chips
to bring me a slice of cake.
Terminating your
But
contract.
mine
right
was,
now.
he forgot cake. Mine was just protein chips. You don't want protein chips.
Hey, yeah, I'm a fat nigga for real. Like a real one. I want to eat it. Pause.
Well, listen, go to Target. They at Target. Go to Target. Send them at Target. This way, I specifically set aside one bag of spicy queso, one bag of chicken and waffles for you, and I forgot them.
I tell you what, before that day that you mentioned, I promise I will bring us a slice
Do that.
of yellow blueberry
Do that.
cheesecake.
'Cause I
Yellow
need
cake.
it. I need it.
Yeah.
Yellow cake. The nigga got yellow cake. Yellow cake.
I need
I'm
it.
sorry, not yellow cake, lemon cake. So it's lemon. It's
lemon,
like
though, right?
it's lemon.
It's still yellow,
the cake
right?
is lemon. There's blueberries in it, and then the frosting is like lemon blueberry.
Okay.
Like
Okay.
butter.
All right, Chef
I
Phil.
can't believe y'all doing this to me. I ain't got no food at the house. When I leave here,
Bro,
ain't nothing
when I
gonna
leave-
be open.
when I leave here, I'm going home. I'm gonna grab. I'm gonna stop somewhere and get some meat on the way home. You can bet that.
I might stop at Sheets.
You can bet that. She's me and my when
Going to get a
when
thin
me and my
crust.
wife, not long after we got married, this is before we had kids, and we lived in Barberton.
Sheets rock.
Man, we would go to Sheets. I would get this buffalo chicken sandwich.
Sheets rock.
At least once or twice a week we was doing Sheets once or twice a week.
I had, and it was like
We had so
I
much
ain't-
fun.
I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna damn kid. It's look, you
Yeah, really.
almost done. You almost there,
bro.
You almost there. Do not slip up. Do you
Almost,
understand what
bro.
I'm saying?
No.
Do not slip up.
Ain't gonna happen,
Do
Captain.
not,
No.
because I'm telling you, I've seen it happen before. The women get kind of lonely and everything. Next thing you know, she looking at you talking about,
Nah, B.
let's have
No,
another.
we
one.
are right there, dog. We are right.
I'm sitting.
there.
I'm looking at my cousin right now. My cousin, she's done. She had 4 kids and she's raised them very well.
Mhm.
And the last one she just sent, The last one off to college. He's going to where is that? It's somewhere out in the middle of Ohio, but they gave him full ride scholarship for football. He was a part of the Glenville, the back-to-back Glenville championship teams. Yeah. So he out there.
Ain't gonna be no shooting the club up, not for me. No,
and
sir.
Just the way she, Phil, my baby gone. My house is empty. I don't know what I said. You got grandkids. You better take care of them grandkids or something. You better do that.
Start traveling.
Get some pets.
Start traveling.
Do something. I was like, cuz, don't
do it. Don't do it.
Don't do it.
When I'm telling you, when my girls, when my youngest goes off to college, or she may not want to do college. She might want to do something else. Whatever she's doing, when it's not me, we're going to travel. You know why? Because there are two places that I've never actually been to that I want to go to, believe it or not. And they're here in America, New York City. I've never been to New York City. I want to go to New York City. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm putting it out there right now because I've been thinking about this. Next summer, I want to take a trip to the Universal Hip Hop Museum in the Bronx.
Ooh,
I want to go there next
summer.
Do that.
Let's do that.
Yes.
Let's do that.
When I heard it open that place up, I told my wife, before I leave this earth, I will be at that place. I'm going there. So next summer, Universal Hip Hop Museum in the Bronx.
New York for the summer.
Mm-hmm.
What's up, B? Money?
Dead ass, son.
Dead ass,
son. Word to my mother. Word to my mother, son.
Your mother.
Word to my mother. Dead ass, B.
Kev, don't let me find one of them. I love me a New York chick.
Puerto Rican chick?
Nah. Straight New York angry sister.
Oh.
Yes.
Remy Ma.
Okay. With the Timbs, yes.
Okay. Hey, and we were talking about, so we know we had the new dude coming to the circle, and you saw about Wayne and
Oh yes, absolutely.
I
go ahead, Tim.
Well,
Tim, you gonna be proud of my boy.
So we had this thing. So me and Phil are in this group on Facebook. It's a hip hop group, and people get welcomed in. And part of the tradition of the group when a new person is added is you gotta get your top 5, right? And so I just and it's all love. We clown around, and I said
send me an invite.
I said, did you? I don't know. You think Tim can handle the circle?
Absolutely.
Okay. All right.
Absolutely.
All right. So so part of the tradition is to get your top 5. So I just put on there, I'm like, welcome to the Terror. That's my little thing. Welcome to the Terror Dome. I said, if you get your top 5, if there's any Lils or Youngs in your top 5, with the exception of Wayne, see yourself out. Because we're not doing that here.
And I said, wait a minute. Did my boy Cam just say, with the exception of what? Weezy? You are accepting Weezy.
He would not
into the top 5. Oh, snap.
He will never make my top 5, but I wouldn't be mad at somebody who put him in their top 5 because number one, Weezy got skills. Wayne got skills. All right, he got skills. I'm not going. I would be disingenuous. I'd be a liar if I said he didn't have bars. Wayne got bars. He got bars. I've always respected. I might not like his music, but I've always respected his hustle, his grind.
You don't like his music?
Not all of it. There's a couple of songs that he's done that I like, but they're like his older stuff, like it's just young when he's younger. You know what I mean? Like he got a song I think it's called "Shine" that he did. So that younger stuff, his older stuff. But I've always
bling bling.
No, it's called Shine. It's called Shine. He did. It's him and Baby and I can't remember. Judy.
On the you talking about
called Shine? Yeah. BG's in it. I think BG's in it. And Turk. I think it's all the Hot Boys are on that song. But I might not dig his music, but I respect Wayne's grind. I respect his hustle. I can respect that. Because again, there was a time in the mid 2000s where Lil Wayne was on everything, hip hop, rap. I mean, hip hop, country, rock, whatever pop music. Well, Lil Wayne was on everything. There was like this 2 maybe 3-year run where Lil Wayne was everywhere.
It was longer than that.
Was it?
Yeah.
I can remember he was everywhere.
I say he had like a 10-year run.
He had a run where he
Wayne
was on
was just-
everybody's shit. He was hustling. He was
That's why he's so worn out
grinding.
now.
Yeah, probably. So I respect. He got bars again. I'd be disingenuous if I say he didn't have bars. That'd be a lie. He does, and I respect his hustle.
I just
So-
that moved me.
Yeah,
It moved you.
that's the only Lil or Young that I'll accept in any top five.
Because you know,
I'm not putting Young Jeezy in our top
I was just about to say I
five.
can't get a Young
Nope,
Jeezy.
Nope,
Nah.
not doing that. Not doing it.
nah.
Not
Now don't
doing
get me wrong.
He's not in mine, but
If you want to say, I can't even say if you say that. I love Jeezy too. I really do. I respect the hell out of Jeezy. I think Jeezy has had a phenomenal career. Are you top 5? Nah, brother.
You can start doing that if you start breaking up top fives by geographical sections. If you're doing a top
He
5 with a
definitely top
South,
5 South. Yeah,
you could put Jeezy in top
Yeah.
5 with a South.
top 5 debut album.
absolutely.
I never heard it, so I wouldn't know.
Absolutely,
Thug Motivational 101.
I have not listened to it. I know I said I was gonna try to. I haven't listened to it yet.
absolutely.
And you had to listen to the Carters too, right?
No, I've never listened to the
Listen
Carter.
to the Carter too.
Carter 2 is
Listen to the Carter
Carter
too.
is the great
By Wayne. Listen to the Carter
It
too.
is phenomenal.
I think the Carter 2 will make you want to listen to the other Carters.
All right, I guess.
Okay, so I've been wanting to ask you this because I had it. Somebody had commented on this group I was in. They were like, so they were talking about dedication series, drought series. You know what I'm saying?
The Canon.
What's the other ones and everything?
No ceilings.
No ceilings.
Sorry for the wait.
Sorry for the wait. So what you think is the greatest mixtape series by what? It's crazy how many mixtapes this man came out with. This man has entire series of mixtapes.
This is tough, but I think I'm gonna go with No Ceilings. No Ceilings was just so crazy when it dropped. However,
dismissed all
the
this.
Drought 2, Drought 3, Sorry for the Wait, the dedications just go stupid.
I didn't realize how hard Dedication 4 was till I went back and listened to it. I was like, yeah, you got it. So, Kev, if you listen to the Carter 2, you gotta listen to No Ceilings then. Because
No Ceilings is crazy.
No Ceilings is crazy.
I'm gonna tell you, I get around to it. It ain't gonna be right away. I get around to it.
No Ceilings
I
is
get around to it.
absolutely nuts.
You know who?
You want to hear somebody just rap? Listen to No
No
Ceilings.
Ceilings.
Okay. All right.
Ain't
all right.
no
You know, I was in the kind. I think it might have been either in the Circa or might have been another group that I'm in. But we were talking about like some of the best MCs to never drop an album, or some of the best MCs that kind of got lost by the wayside. Y'all ever heard of Jay Electronica?
yes.
Probably the best that ever. I mean, he put an album out, but his mixtapes are better than his albums.
So I just wanted to ask because again, I'm young. I don't know shit. Did L ever drop an album?
Who?
Big L.
Yes, he did. It's called Lifestyles of the Poor and Dangerous,
Okay, I've never
And it's
heard
dope.
it
and it's dope.
because
Big L was
I've never heard many of the songs, but the shit that I have heard,
If you listen to,
it's like
have you the song the song? I think it might have been the debut single from that album. It's called Lifestyles of the Poor and Dangerous, and the song is called "Put It On." It's Big L and Kid Capri, and Big L was a lyrical monster. But I'm not surprised that Big L met the demise he did because of the stuff that Big L rapped about.
oh really?
Big L was on some hardcore shit. He was on some hardcore shit. Like, one of his lines was like, I got 35 bodies, but he don't make it 36. You know what I mean? Like, he would rap about stuff like that. There's a song on that album called I think it's called Black Suit. You're basically talking about your black suit for your funeral. So Big L was lyrically, he was dope, but I'm not surprised he met the demise he did because he rapped about he was hardcore
Okay.
in Harlem. But listen, yes, that's an album. If you want to listen, Lifestyles of the Poor and Dangerous is what it's called. And Big L he could have been in that, like, if he put out some more albums, he might have been close to that top 5 conversation. Like, he was really, Big L had bars. there was no shortage of bars from Big L. He was dope. It was a lot of rappers out there, man, that when you think about it, man, you wish they had stuck around. The Big L, Big Pun. Man, I wish Pun would have stuck around.
Oh,
Man, I really wish Pun would have stuck around, would have lived longer than he did. I sometimes wonder about some of these MCs, like had this MC stayed around, this like Pac, obviously, and Pun. Like I really wonder what Pun would have been like, because Pun was actually in the midst of losing weight when he died. He had lost like 100 pounds. If you listen to It's So Hard, he said I lost 100 pounds, you know. Because Pun was, but I've seen
That's
pictures.
what happens when you lose weight. They try to take it personal,
I've seen pictures of Pun when he wasn't that big.
trying to make me lose myself.
Pun was dope though, man. Pun was dope. Pun was so dope. Like again, if you listen to the song, I think I said this before. I think on another show that we did, Phil. But that song that on Deep Cover, when he goes dead in the middle of Little Italy, that line. I remember hearing fact. You know what? We ain't gotta go to break. We can keep going. We good. I'm just because I got some more stuff I want to talk about anyway.
My bad.
We only got a half hour left. So
Cut it off.
No. I'm just saying we only got a half hour left
Right
anyway.
now.
And I got some stuff. I got
Goddamn youngster.
I got a couple of things I want to hit before we get out of here too. So we might as well keep going. But that one, dead in the middle of Little Italy, little did we know that we did rid of, that line. Fat Joe told a story about that line. That line was Pun just playing around. Like Pun didn't like write that out intentionally. He was just playing around and did that. And he didn't want to keep it in the song. Fat Joe was like, I had to fight him, not physically, but Fat Joe was like, I had to fight him to keep that line in the song. That line makes the entire song. And that was just Pun playing around. Big Pun was just next level. He was next level. But his favorite MC was Black Thought.
Mm.
And then they did the song Super Lyrical. Him and Black Thought did that song Super Lyrical. But yeah, that line was just the line that made that whole Deep Cover song was Pun just playing around.
Pimp C, another one.
Pimp C, UG, Bun B, UGK was, I mean, it wasn't really, I didn't listen to a lot of UGK. I didn't listen to a lot of UGK.
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't either.
Yeah, some groups are on acquired taste. I respect, rest in peace, Pimp C. I respect Bun B a lot, but I just didn't really listen to a lot of the music. That some stuff just wasn't my speed, wasn't my lane. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. All right, so we're talking about Chicago. I gotta hit this because right now, and she's probably speaking right now, the DNC is going on in Chicago, right? And
We did it, Joe.
We did it, Joe.
Hey, when you look at the DNC and the RNC, it is night and day. The DNC, they done had Don Cheadle in the crowd. Barack and Michelle done been up there. Bill Clinton done been up there. Oprah was at that bitch last night. Oprah spoke at that bitch last night.
Does it not scare you?
What?
Because it scares the shit out of me to see the difference between
I mean,
the DNC and the RNC.
the RNC had Amber Rose and Hulk Hogan.
To see how I'm just in the audience, just to see DNC, how diverse and multicultural we are, and women are out there celebrating, and men are out there celebrating, and the Asians are out there celebrating, and the blacks are out there celebrating, and the Latinos are out there celebrating.
You can see it to be true.
Everybody's celebrating. And no, and the people on the right hand side are white, and that's it.
That's it. Yep.
And don't get me wrong, there are little pockets of
Yeah, but
they don't matter
like that. Not that.
I think it's absolutely. I'm like, dude, we can't go back. Who said that? Somebody said that.
We're not going back.
We can't.
That's Kamala's. That's whole slogan. We're not going back.
Go back.
Nope.
No.
I think she's going to win. Well, I'll get to that in a second because you touched on something. I'll get to that in a second. But here's something. Here's something else that I've been seeing, and I'm being dead serious here. You have at this DNC and in this moment right now, you have people who are lifelong Republicans coming out. I can't remember the gentleman from Georgia. He's a senator from Georgia. Spoke at the DNC last night and said, I don't agree with Kamala on all her policies. I don't agree with her, but I'm here. He said, if you vote for Kamala Harris, he said to my Republican friends, if you vote for Kamala Harris, you're not a Democrat, you're an American. And I'm like, have we ever seen this? Have we ever seen Republicans going to the Democratic National Convention and endorsing the Democratic nominee? I have never, ever seen this ever at all. If it's happened before, correct me and let me know. I have never seen this.
Because what they are presenting is not American, and what they are presenting is something that's totally unprecedented.
Yeah.
Something that we're as the country that we are and the country that we are built upon. This is something that we are supposed to be fighting against. You know, all those bombs we supposedly drop for freedom and all that other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
We're dropping them because there's a dictator somewhere that's doing something bad. So you mean to tell me, after all these years, now all of a sudden we think it's okay to have a dictator on this country? We think it's okay that you're a multiple-time felon and you're running for the president?
I don't get it, bro.
No.
Oh, and let me. One of the most disgusting things that I've seen, and it doesn't surprise me because it is MAGA, but one of the most disgusting things that I saw from last night, and people have been talking about it all day. So, you know, not all day. Well, David, I haven't seen it all day, but so Tim Walz was speaking, right? And if you saw the clip, there's a clip of Tim Walz's son, Gus. And during Tim Walz's speech, you know, Gus gets emotional and he starts crying. This is Tim Walz's 17-year-old son. And he stands up and he's like, that's my dad, you know? And Ann Coulter, that bitch. Ann Coulter puts on her Twitter, well, talk about weird. It's a picture of Gus crying, right? Gus Walz is autistic. And I believe he's pretty much almost nonverbal, but he's autistic. I'm like, this is where you at, MAGA. This is where you at. You guys were one person, a guy named Jay Weber, who was on iHeartRadio, I believe, called him a blubbering bitch boy. This is a 17-year-old autistic kid.
It doesn't surprise.
This is where you at, MAGA. This is where you at.
Don't you remember the first go around? He made fun of a handicapped person.
Yeah, that should have been it right there.
At his that's when I knew we were in trouble.
That should have been it.
That should have been it for any other presidential candidate right there. That is a killer. That is it. You are done. Ain't nobody supposed to vote for you. And the fact that they still voted for this man, like we
That
don't care. I was like,
it.
yo, these people care nothing about nothing.
But I'm like, wow, a blubbering bitch boy.
Yes. I've seen them take this steady rise of, we're gonna say what we want. We don't care if it offends you. We don't care if it's wrong. We're gonna say what we feel, how we feel, and there's nothing that you can do about it.
Fuck your feelings.
Fuck your feelings. Fuck what's right. Fuck what's moral. Fuck all that.
Okay.
If I feel like you are a quote unquote retard, then it's gonna be okay for me to call you a retard and whatever.
Can I say this though?
Yeah, go ahead.
Michelle been
Michelle
been talking her shit. Michelle was talking her shit.
God.
Michelle was talking her shit. I love this pettiness from the Democratic Party. It's about fucking time. Y'all been nice to these people for way too long.
These are not
way
the
too
Republicans you can be nice with. These people are nuts.
Way too long. Michelle was talking her shit. Barack was talking his shit. I love this pettiness. This I love this. I don't give a fuck, Barack Obama. I love this dude.
Look, I'm done.
I'm done.
Hey, Michelle.
Hey, man.
Fuck these niggas.
I mean, because he out here living his best life,
Yeah,
man.
he's done. I ain't got to do nothing.
I'm good.
I'm done. I'm gonna let you know how I really feel now.
They still out here talking about him. He ain't thinking about y'all. He living his best life, man. He don't care about y'all. He ain't thinking about none of y'all Republicans.
Do you understand that they really are? That's the crazy thing. That lady, Kev, that lady across the street from us, literally, the lady that lives across the street came across in the house and just she saw Trump on there, and instead of speaking about Trump, she started blubbering about Obama. I'm like, ma'am, Obama was like 4 presidents. What are you?
They don't care. They don't listen. The Obamas, it's like LeBron James. Like, y'all can type all you want. LeBron ain't gonna never see that. And he gonna wake up every day and be LeBron James. And you gonna wake up every day and you have to go to work and punch a clock like we all do. And he's gonna be LeBron. He ain't thinking about y'all. He's not thinking about y'all. The Obamas are the same way. They not thinking about none of you Republicans.
They was just on vacation somewhere.
Michelle was talking her shit. Michelle probably been holding that in for a long time and was like, you know what, fuck it. And her mother just recently passed. So she's still in like whatever. I'm gonna just say what I'm gonna say but you look at these two, you look at the heavy hitters that they had Oprah there last night, man. They had Oprah.
I mean, who in their right mind would really want to stand behind something like that? Why would you? I wouldn't go nowhere near that. But
here's the thing, and you were talking about Trump a little bit earlier. Something weird, Phil, that I've been seeing for the second time. So Trump he's been campaigning this past week, and there's 5 stops in 5 days. Coincidentally, every city he's been in is a former KKK stronghold. That's not a coincidence, but okay. He told his supporters, I believe he was in Asheboro, North Carolina. He said to them, this is a quote, "Our primary focus is not to get out the vote. It is to make sure that they don't cheat," they being the Democrats. So basically, he's saying again, he said, I don't need to vote. He said, quote, it's another quote, "We have all the votes we'll need. We are still 10 weeks out from the election. How you know how many votes you got, bro? How you so confident you got all the votes? I'm telling you, I don't think their goal is to win in November. I don't think that's their goal. I think their goal is, I think they know they're going to lose, but I think their goal is to cause as much chaos as they possibly can, either before that day or right after that day up until January 20th. Because again, what candidate, especially when you're running for president, is going to be like, nah, don't worry about voting. You ain't got to vote for me. We got all the votes we need. Don't worry about it. We good. Who does that? Nobody does that but him. Nobody does that. Something ain't, again, this name, something ain't right. Something ain't right. You tell people not to vote?
So
Come
I
on,
don't
son.
know, honestly, if that means as far as if he knows something about the electoral vote, or if, like you said, well, let's just be honest. They're not going to go quietly. We all know that.
No, hell no.
We know
Hell
that.
no.
We know that for a fact. We saw with our own 2 eyes what happens when you deny them what they think that they've won. They'd go crazy.
Side note, I'm trying to make that first trip to the range next week.
Yes. Because people
Just
need to hear.
saying.
What day?
Wednesday, next Wednesday, I'm calling my cousin up. It's the range down in Canton.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah.
Oh, you was trying to go? You trying to go to the range? Then?
I kind of need to cycle my round.
There's one right. There's one. Well,
Oh,
once I get comfortable with doing it, there's one right by my house, and then
Is there, see, that's why I need to move to Lake County.
it's right there on Vine Street. Yep, it's a range right by the house.
Yeah,
But-
because I'm
but these
definitely
people-
gonna need to practice.
Yeah, they're going to try to cause as much. And here's another thing. Let's see. there are things that Trump is doing in our media is just they're not talking about, and I don't know why they keep giving this dude a pass. I don't know why they keep giving Donald Trump a pass. So it's being reported, and I haven't looked and seen that this is 100% true. It's being reported that there is a deal in place for a ceasefire between Israel and Hamas. The Biden administration has brokered a deal through Israel to say, okay, look, let's chill out, man. Let's ceasefire here, right? It is being reported by, I believe, CBS News that Donald Trump has been corresponding with Netanyahu from Israel, Prime Minister Netanyahu from Israel, to not sign the deal. This is a deal that would create the ceasefire and bring home hostages. And Trump reportedly is telling Netanyahu to not accept the deal. So all you pro-Palestine motherfuckers out here talking about you're not going to vote for Kamala Harris because of Kamala Harris is this, that, and the other. There is reportedly a deal in place for a ceasefire and that will release hostages. Donald Trump is telling, again, reportedly, allegedly, Donald Trump is telling Netanyahu to not accept the deal because it would make the Biden administration look good. So while y'all mad at Kamala Harris, Donald Trump is the one that's allegedly saying to Netanyahu, don't sign this deal. And by the way,
What's his name?
Netanyahu is the Prime Minister of Israel. And by the way,
Go ahead.
I'm good.
by the way, speaking of Donald Trump talking to Netanyahu, Donald Trump is not president. Donald Trump is a normal private citizen. For Donald Trump to be talking to Netanyahu about not taking this deal is a clear violation of the Logan Act, which says that private citizens cannot be talking to foreign dignitaries like that, trying to broker deals. That's a clear violation of the Logan Act. That's law's been in effect in on the books since 1799. Private citizen, you and me, like I can't call a foreign leader for my own benefit and try to be like, hey man, don't do this. Donald Trump is in clear violation of the Logan Act if this is true. What is it gonna take, man? What's it gonna take?
Netanyahu, you said
Netanyahu. Netanyahu. That's his name. Prime Minister of Israel. Oh, is he a prime minister or maybe president? I don't know, whatever he is, but he's the leader of Israel.
Netanyahu.
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 Say that 3 times fast.
I can't say it slow.
Mm-hmm. But it's just I'm like, what?
I'm
What
telling
are
you,
we gonna?
we are in a twilight zone.
It's
I don't know.
crazy to me.
I have no idea. I have no idea.
I'm bouncing around here, but I have one more thing that I'm going to talk about before we get out of here.
Is that Aaron Judge?
What about Aaron Judge? No.
Is that Aaron Judge?
No.
You want to talk about Aaron Judge?
Oh no, this might piss some people off.
I think you want to talk about.
No, I mean Aaron Judge will piss people off too, but this might really piss people off because I got a question.
Uh-oh. I don't want to get angry.
No, it ain't gonna piss you off. It'll piss off other people. But I have a question. So when we talk about police officers and citizens and how they interact. So when a police officer and a citizen interact, let's say on a traffic stop, right? And that police officer feels that their life is being threatened, their life is in danger. That police officer can right then and there, and I'll use this word for the purpose of social media, but that police officer can right then and there unalive that person that they feel is threatening their life. Right? If they say I felt threatened, my life was in danger, they can unalive that person. My question is, if in that same interaction, what if I feel threatened? What if I feel that police officer is going to cause me harm? Am I allowed to unalive that police officer right then and there on the spot? And if you say no, now I need you to tell me why that police officer's life is more important than mine. Because I feel threatened too. So if he or she can unalive me, why can't I do the same if I feel my life is threatened?
Because it's against Nets and Yahoo's rules. You can't
It might
break
be.
can't break Nets
It
and
might be.
Yahoo's rules.
It might be. But I was just thinking about it. I'm like, well, wait a minute. Why not? Like, right, if I'm a licensed carrier, right, I'm carrying, I'm packing, I got myself, and I'm telling, hey man, I got a weapon in here. But if he or she is threatening my life, why can't I?
You going to jail, Kev?
I'm not. And then listen.
Kev going to jail.
Be
Kev
clear.
going to jail. Kev going to jail.
Be clear. Be clear. I am not saying that I want to. Okay, I'm just asking the question.
I don't know. I don't know the answer to that question.
I'm just asking the question.
I honestly don't. It's a logical question.
These are the things that I think about when I'm driving at 3 o'clock in the morning.
It's an absolute logical question. You would think, since we're both people and I feel threatened and I shoot him and he dies, I should be able to claim self-defense.
I'm not saying that I want to unalive anybody or kill anybody.
You do the same thing. I can sit here and you can see me, with my cell phone in my hand, and you thought it was a gun. So now no more Phil, because now you done shot me 18 times. But if I were the same way, feel threatened by you, I've had police officers put their hand on the gun while they talking to me. I'm just like, yo, are you all right?
Why are you doing that?
What are you doing that for?
They do that all the time. They come up to the car with their hands on it. Yeah.
I swear, this guy I asked him, excuse me, can I ask you a question? He turned around just like that.
Mm-hmm.
What are you Never mind, dude. You tripping. Yep. You tripping. I don't know.
You know what actually brought that thought on when I was driving? A song came on. It's by Boogie Down Productions. And it's called Who Protects Us From You. It's in the line, and in that song, KRS-One says, if you hit me, if I hit you, no, he says, if I hit you, I'll be killed. If you hit me, I can sue. Right? So I don't know. I was like, well, what is the difference? What makes his or her, this officer's life, more important than my life? They feel threatened, they can shoot me dead right there on the spot. And get away with it and come back to work in a couple of weeks, not lose 1 cent of pay, nothing like that. They done took my life because they felt threatened. But what if I feel threatened? What's my recourse? What do I get to do? File a complaint with the same people that are threatening me?
Yeah, pretty much. So
I don't know. It's just a thought that I had, man. I'm just, again, these are the things that you think about when you're driving at 3 o'clock in the morning.
I'm gonna be thinking about Netanyahu.
You can say it. You can say it. Netanyahu. Netanyahu. It's 4 syllables, man.
Netanyahu.
Yeah, think Net 10 and then think of the drink Yahoo.
Yeah.
Net 10 Yahoo.
Net 10 Chief Yahoo.
There you go. Yahoo Finance or Yahoo. Remember that Yahoo?
Oh, Yahoo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just think about that.
I got it.
Okay.
So that was just that was the thing. I'm like, I was just I wonder why can't I do that? Why not?
I'm gonna say that on stage.
Netanyahu.
Oh God.
I don't know. You be careful, man. You might have some of the pro-Palestinians be out there, on some.
It ain't gonna be disrespectful. It's gonna be.
So what do you do, Tim, when you get heckled on stage? What do you do? How do you handle it when you get heckled on stage? Do you take the hecklers down when you go on stage?
I make their joke funnier. If they trying to heckle me with a joke, I make their joke funnier to let them know that this is not what you really want.
What did you do? The first time you got heckled, what did you do?
I made another joke. Like I made a joke out of the situation.
You remember what they said to you?
I don't remember. I don't remember every time. I remember this one time the dude was talking about he was yelling out something about food. And I was like, and I seen what food he had on this table. I was like, "We better quit playing, bro, before I eat all your food, dog." And he was like, "No, I like you, man. You cool. Here go a chicken tender for you." I was like, "Yeah, because when people think you fat and funny, they want to feed you, keep you around."
That's such low hanging fruit. Like, come on, y'all can't do no better than that.
But I do fat jokes on stage, so it's really it
ain't
hitting
it by
hard.
yourself. It's different when you're doing it by yourself, too, right? It's different. It's different when you're doing it by yourself. you do it about yourself. That's different.
It just got to be funny. As long as
Yeah.
what they say is funny, there's really no problem. If it's not funny, then now I got to go in.
I always wondered if I could do stand-up comedy. I've had people tell me that I should do stand-up comedy. I don't. Number one, I respect anybody that's got enough balls to get up there and try to make people laugh, because when you go up there and you bomb, it's probably got to feel like shit when you bomb.
It depends on the situation, because I've mentally bombed and the crowd loved me. So it really depends.
Like you forgot the jokes.
Yeah, kind of like the setups, or I didn't say it the way I wanted it to. The punchline didn't hit like I wanted it to, but you got some chuckles. It's a mental thing. Like
that's what comedians are losing the crowd when they start like, yeah, that's crazy, man. That's crazy, man. Yeah, that's crazy, man.
No, well, at least here when the comedian losing the crowd, they go at the crowd. Oh, this funny. Y'all just don't know.
Yeah, I just don't know.
And see, with the fat jokes, I didn't. Now I have a way to bring in like the laughter, because a lot of people, they don't like to laugh at fat jokes. They be like, especially if I'm fat, they like, and I'm going in like I'm going crazy. But see, my fat jokes are more still mental stimulating. Like you got to think about it for a second, or you like picturing it like, damn, this really is gonna look funny.
I don't think I could write. Yes, I don't think I can do stand kind of, because I don't think I could write the jokes. Like anything that I say funny just kind of happens naturally.
That's why I just
write jokes.
That's why I just write a topic or where I want to go, and how I get there, I don't know. And like sometimes on stage is when I get my practice.
That's talent right there. That's talent right there.
I appreciate that, but it's really just
I say it though, because people think that doing this is easy, and we've had topics. As long as we've been doing this, we've had topics where it's like, I get a topic and I'm like, yo, we can talk about this for the whole show. And then we get on it, and then in 5 minutes, you done said everything there is to say about the topic. And now you got 15 minutes to your next break. And you just, okay, now what?
Now you gotta wait.
I do my show 2 hours, no break, and have nothing written down.
Yeah, see?
Like,
sometimes that's the best radio. That's the best. That's why when you good, I'm like, don't worry about it. We good. We still going. We all right. But sometimes that's the best radio. When it's just off the cuff like that, that's the best radio sometimes.
That was I'm not even gonna lie. That was
like when y'all.
I was about to say when we did the 2 out, man. I don't know what we was doing, and we it was just a little bit. I was like, yeah, we really did this. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I listened to that show back, and y'all did an excellent job. And you go 2 hours on break. I like the breaks because I look at the breaks as a bit of a reset. Because sometimes you can feel a segment starting to lose a little bit of steam. You're just like, all right, let's take a break. But tonight I'm just kind of hopping around. We took one break after Coach Ribs, and then I'm just kind of hopping around. But
before we go,
yeah,
is Eli still in the chat room?
I think so.
Oh, okay.
You still in it? I saw you comment. What's up, E? Sorry about that, man.
So if this happens, if the Guardians play the Yankees in the playoffs, are y'all down to try to get some playoff tickets?
Them joints gonna be expensive, dog.
I know, but
I mean, if we can, swing
it,
I don't know, because that's gonna be what? That's gonna be October.
Yeah, that'll be October.
That's Philly. That's Philly. And me and Ken already. What up to Ken, man? Shout out to Ken. Me and Ken already, we talking about we're gonna get to Philly, because Ken's going to the Browns game too, and so like we'll split the room, but we ain't staying in the Motel 6. We'll be staying at the Spring Hill Suites, a nice little joint at the airport.
I just thought I would ask.
I mean, if I can swing it, I'm down with it, but I know that's gonna be an expensive ticket. I know that's gonna be expensive. Playoffs and it's the Yankees.
The Yankees.
I know it's gonna be an expensive ticket. If I can swing it. Absolutely, I'm down.
All right.
Absolutely. I ain't been to it. I think the last time I went to a game at the stadium, they were still the Indians, and they were playing Toronto, because I remember it was when I had the I think the last game I went to is when I had the slider dog. The first time I had a slider dog, the hot dog with the mac and cheese and Fruit Loops on it.
Fruit Loops.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. That was. I think that might have been the last time I've been down to the stadium, and they were still the Indians. And I think they were playing Toronto, because I remember thinking there are way too many Blue Jays fans here. I know Toronto ain't far from me. I'm like, there's way too many Blue Jays fans here. Way too many.
I'm trying to remember the last time I went to a game. The last time I was down at the stadium, I think was 16.
Yeah, against
For the
Cubs.
Cubs.
Yeah. I mean, I'm down. I'm down. All right, man. We gonna get out of here. As always, big shout out, man. Thank you to Coach Riz. Appreciate you coming through. And you know, me and Phil will be back next week with a brand new show. That's gonna do it for us, Phil Rucker and for Tim Washington Jr. I gave the whole government out there.
Jesus Christ.
The whole government.
Timbuktu, man.
Hey, I saw a place when I was out called Timbuktu Farms, and I was like, oh, Tim got a side hustle. That's what's up. All right, man. We got it here. We see how
He just called me a cow, man. He just called.